I'm sorry to ask this, but what does a woman's erection look like? Woman that dates woman here. Visually it depends on the gal, but 80 of folks no visual difference. Usually just a flush. For some the clit can visibly become more erect or labia minora can be more swollen, but biologically similar. More blood flow in tissues causing them to swell around the vagina in some areas. Scroll down. There's a before and after photo https://n.m.wikipedia.org Wikivaginal lubrication. Not super different visually. As blood flow increases the area does slightly swell and you may notice it getting warmer, but it's more subtle than an erection. I will have it know that among us watery tarts, the white-on is prevalent. Not entirely visible, but those who are motivated will pick up on the signals. Constant vigilance and sensitivity recommended. The same fetal tissue that develops into a penis in men develops into the clitoris and parts of the labia in women. So erection, increased blood flow, swelling, hardening, darker color happens basically the same in both women and men. It's just usually a bit more obvious in men because it, sticks out away from the body. I must be in the 20. My husband can tell when I've been masturbating. My anatomy looks a lot different when I'm very aroused. The color changes to a much darker pink, the labia tissue becomes inflamed and puffy, the clit becomes much more noticeable, there's visible wetness. Everything down there just becomes engorged. Larger, darker, pinker, wetter. Eyes dilate. They get on all fours, howl at the moon, then start salivating. Typically after that they'll try to pounce on unsuspecting prey. I've always heard it referenced as having a white-on, like the female equivalent of a hard-on. I will say, because I haven't seen this mentioned yet, the cervix can also shift positions during arousal for many women. It moves sort of up and angles itself differently. A lady boner. It's the look of she's going to eat your face. Besides the normal thing like getting wet for me, my clit and my labia get swollen and more pink reddish. I'd give this as normal for other women, but that's just what happens to me. If you want to pleasure a woman, you have to FCK her mind first. The Institute of Human Anatomy on YouTube has a very informative video about the female erection. https://youtube.bujz4e with ic equals s0dky8gd5l2r. Swollen bean. Swelling, redness, and wetness. Please put an NSFW tag on this. I was on the train and when I saw this I had to start furiously masturbating. Everyone else gave me strange looks and were saying things like what the fuck and call the police. I dropped my phone and everyone around me saw this image. Now there is a whole train of men masturbating together at this one image. This is all your fault. You could have prevented this if you had just tagged this post NSFW. The girl parts actually expand in length when aroused, you just can't see it externally. Fat clit? Let's all be mature and use the proper scientific term for a woman's erection lady boner. I was going to say wet panties.